How can one misunderstanding about IELTS nearly destroy your career goals? Arundam risked everything by quitting his lucrative product manager role, believing IELTS would be easy, but he remained stuck at band 6.5. So in this video, I'm going to show you the easy, simple, yet little known vocabulary secret I taught him, boosting his writing from 6.5 to 7.5 and safely earning him his ticket to Canada. So last month, I got this email. Chris, I'm 35 years old and I feel like I'm running out of time. I need CLB 9 for Canadian immigration and I've failed IELTS twice. I'm an engineer with an MBA and I passed the GMAT easily. Why can't I crack a simple English test? Please help. I could feel the desperation in every word through the screen. We get multiple emails like this every day. You see, he was making the same mistake 90% of intelligent professionals make. People like doctors, lawyers, engineers, software developers. He thought IELTS was just another standardized test that they'd passed many times throughout their lives. Here's exactly what he told me.
I thought that I would be able to crack IELTS because having had given GMAT and other competitive exam, I thought that it will be an easy task.
So like thousands of others, he went and took his first IELTS test with barely any preparation. And the result?
I scored 8 in listening, 7.5 in reading. Writing, I got 6.5 and speaking, I got 6.
But here's where it gets worse. Instead of finding out what he was doing wrong, he did what most students do. He just went on to Google and Googled how to improve IELTS. And every article told him the same thing. Read lots of different things, build your vocabulary, learn long lists of complex words. So that's exactly what he did. For 2 months, to try and improve his vocabulary, he read newspapers every single day.
I thought that reading newspapers will improve my vocabulary. I actually took notes, wrote the meanings of those, tried to frame sentences with it, but it did not help much.
He was working 9 hours a day at his demanding product manager job and then coming home exhausted trying to memorize all this vocabulary that he was finding in newspapers. So when he took the IELTS test again, he got 6.5 again, and the pressure was starting to build. He's 35 years old, and the Canadian Express entry system puts him in the highest competition age bracket. Every month he delays, the points requirements go up. Every failed test brings him closer to missing this window of opportunity. So with the pressure building, he needed to do the IELTS test again. What he decided to do, like many of you, go onto YouTube. What he found on YouTube was you need more and more complex vocabulary, and he needed to use more sophisticated expressions, whatever that means. But something inside him told him that this was the wrong advice. He tried using lots of complex vocabulary before, and nothing changed. Then he discovered us on YouTube telling him the complete opposite. He decided to work with us, and I told him something he'd never heard before. Arundam, you already have enough vocabulary to get band 8 in writing. You don't need to learn anything new. And his reaction? He laughed. He actually laughed right in my face. So I asked him a simple question. In your job as a product manager, when you're explaining a technical concept to a team member, do you deliberately choose the most complicated words you can find? No, he said. I use simple, straightforward language so everyone understands me. Exactly. So why would IELTS be any different? The IELTS writing test doesn't measure how many fancy words you know. It measures how clearly you can communicate your ideas. Think of vocabulary as tools in a toolkit. Each tool is designed for a specific job. You don't need a diamond-encrusted hammer just to hit a nail. You simply need a hammer that works. That's why I introduced him to the vocabulary toolkit method, which completely transformed his writing and his communication skills in general. Step 1, stop asking what's a complex word for this. Step 2, start asking what's the clearest way to say this. Step 3, only use words you're 100% confident using. Band 9 students don't use more complicated words than, say, Band 7 students. They use the right words, the ones that express their ideas simply and clearly. Before we continue, I have a gift for you. So what I did was took 3 real sample essays from successful VIP students, and I've shown you how they took complicated vocabulary or complicated ideas and simplified it. I've included it all in this vocabulary toolkit. So there are multiple real sample essays in there, and it shows you exactly how to simplify your writing and your vocabulary to boost your score. This is a game changer because you'll see that the key to improving your score is not learning lots of new things, it is actually using the vocabulary you already have. So if you want to download that, just go into the description and you can get it for free. It's my gift to you to say thank you for watching our videos. But even after this, Arundam was skeptical. He confessed that his biggest challenge wasn't just writing, he was battling time, he was battling exhaustion, he was battling a system to keep him busy, distracted, and stuck. Here's exactly what he told me. When I was working, I couldn't just focus on my studies. My job was demanding. I spent 9 hours at work, and afterwards I was so exhausted, my brain just wouldn't function. So I told him something that shocked him. If you're serious about moving to Canada, you have to make a choice. You can either have a comfortable job right now, or you can have a dream life in Canada, but you can't have both at the same time. This is really tough to hear and really tough to explain to students because most people don't want to hear the truth. They want the magic formula that lets them study for 10 minutes a day and they magically get a band 8. But that magic formula doesn't exist. If it did, I would definitely teach you it. Instead, here's the 3-step focus framework I teach all of my VIP students. Step 1, the tiny gains rule. Your exhausted brain can only maybe handle 15 to 30 minutes of quality IELTS practice per day. But after that, you're kind of wasting your time. Nothing is going in. You're not learning anything. Schedule short, focused, 15-minute, 30-minute study sessions every single day. Aim for consistency, not intensity. Daily small wins accumulate over time. Even just 1% daily improvements lead to massive results in the long run. Step 2, energy priority. Always schedule IELTS study when your brain is fresh, when you can give 100% focus, not when it's convenient or when you find time to squeeze it in. For some, this means first thing in the morning, like me. For others, it might be late at night when there's peace and quiet. That will differ from person to person, but think about when that is for you each day. And that brings us to step 3, the battery principle. Every hour you spend studying IELTS while exhausted is an hour stolen from effective preparation. There's no point draining your mental battery. When exhaustion hits, don't view rest as laziness. Instead, see it as an essential battery recharge time. Arundam was now studying with focused attention, not scattered, exhausted effort. And the transformation was immediate. Rather than memorizing complicated vocabulary, he focused on clearly expressing ideas he already had. So he was making amazing progress. But then, like many of you, reality hit. Arundam had been unemployed for months. He voluntarily took time off from his job to focus on IELTS preparation, and the financial pressure was starting to build. And like many of you understand, his family was starting to ask questions. Why have you not got the IELTS score that you needed? Why have you not applied for Canada yet? And he started to doubt himself. What if this doesn't work? What if I've made a terrible mistake following what Chris is telling me? Many of you, when I tell you, keep things simple, you have that fear inside because so many people tell you the opposite. And I could hear it in his voice during our sessions. His confidence was starting to waver, and the temptation to start using those old techniques, memorizing lots of complex vocabulary, started to come around again. So I asked him one question. You tried complex vocabulary for months. Did it get you a band 7? No. So why would you go back to doing what doesn't work? And that's when something clicked for him. He realized he had 2 choices. Trust the complex methods that had already failed him multiple times, or trust the one simple method that was already showing massive results and massive improvements in practice when he trusted that system. And he chose, thankfully, simplicity. He chose clarity over complexity. He chose to believe that he already had what he needed to succeed. And the result? On his very next IELTS test, Arundam got exactly what he needed. His writing jumped from 6.5 to a massive 7.5. He achieved CLB 9 and was able to move to Canada. There was a lot of sacrifice, and I think I got the result. But here's what I want you to understand. Arundam's story isn't really about IELTS. It's about what happens when you stop doing what everyone else tells you to do and start doing what actually works. It's about trusting that you already have inside you what you need to succeed. And the unfortunate thing is that most people watching this video will never do what he did, because they'll keep looking for shortcuts instead of doing the work required. And the people that choose to do that will keep failing again and again and again. Shortcuts always turn into long cuts. But if you're ready to do what he did, that exact system is what I teach in our VIP course. It includes one-on-one sessions that showed him exactly what his real level was and exactly what he needed to do to improve to the next level. It comes with lifetime help and support, so you don't have to worry. And it includes our new score guarantee. If you don't get the target scores you need, we'll keep working with you until you do. If you want to join, the link below is in the description. But because of the level of one-on-one help and attention that we give, we very rarely have open places. If we have an open place at the moment, you can take it, but there might not be available forever. Talk soon if you're interested in working with us. If not, check out this next video.